Namaste everyone, myself Dr. Kimaya Chogle, and we have Shireen Malche with us again on our podcast. Welcome Shireen.
Thank you.
Today we will be discussing some issues of women health like PCOD and PCOS, and we will be having discussion on the same topic.
Yes.
Shireen will be addressing certain questions which a lot of women have in their day-to-day life regarding PCOD and other women health issues.
Hmm.
So let's begin, Shireen.
Yes. So, doctor, first question and the most basic question: what is PMOS and how it is different from PCOS?
So PCOD and PMOS are the older terms for PMOS. PMOS is a term which has derived very recently in
Mm-hmm.
last month.
Mm-hmm.
It is called as polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome, whereas earlier PCOD was called as polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Hmm.
So in PCOD, it was only about the cyst formation in ovaries, but gradually doctors have realized that it is not only just the cyst formation in ovary. It is more of a metabolic and endocrine issue happening in the female body, which is why the term was changed to PMOS.
Okay.
But when you look at these issues from Ayurvedic lenses, in Ayurveda it was always addressed as the digestive or Agni related issue, and it
Mm-hmm.
was always treated keeping in mind a person's prakriti and the way a person's systems function,
Okay.
be it the reproductive system, be it the hormonal system, be it the endocrine system.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, like you say, after 30 women के बॉडी में मेटाबॉलिक रेट कम हो जाता है.
Hmm.
सो आफ्टर 30 इट राइजेस PMOS.
No, it is not significant to the age. PMOS can happen even during puberty.
Okay.
So, not necessary your metabolism reduces after 30. So, females start getting PMOS. It's not right.
And also it is seen only in healthy people, I mean the people who have lot of weight, or it is seen in every woman.
So, obesity in PMOS is one of the signs and symptoms. It is not a mandatory sign symptoms to diagnose PCOD or
Okay.
PMOS.
Mm-hmm.
So, a person with a leaner body and skinny body can also have PMOS. It is
Okay.
not mandatory that heavier person will only have PMOS.
Mm-hmm. Right. Many people think that PCOS is cyst in ovaries. Is it like that?
So, like I said, when I was explaining the term, PMOS is not only related to the cyst in ovaries.
Hmm.
From Ayurvedic point of view, it is the digestive system, the Agni, the metabolism, formation of Rasa Dhatu, Rakta Dhatu. There are different dhatus in our body. There are
Okay.
different doshas. So, formation of this dhatu. Dhatu means basically element.
Mhm.
Rasa, Rakta, Mausa, Meda, Asti, Majja, Shukra, like that.
Okay.
Shukra means the reproductive system, where we have ovaries. In males, it is sperms, like that. So all these dhatus, they form after a good and optimum digestion. So if a digestion is poor, if a person's Agni, that is the digestive fire, is not that great, all these dhatu formation in line, they become, the formation of these dhatus becomes of poor quality.
Okay.
So which leads to hormonal and metabolic disturbances on cellular level as well.
Oh, okay.
So when these disturbances occur, they lead to cyst formation in ovaries,
Okay.
causing irregular menses and other signs and symptoms. This is through Ayurvedic lenses, and it has always been like that. It has not changed because the term changed from PCOD to PMOS.
Okay, that's actually very interesting. Let's move forward to another question. So, whole body perspective has always been there in Ayurveda.
Yes, definitely. So in Ayurveda, you cannot separate reproductive system from digestion, metabolism, hormones, and your lifestyle.
The most common question: why do women in PMOS experiences more skin and hair issues?
Because it is related to internal hormones and metabolic imbalance.
Okay.
So in PMOS, you naturally see the sign symptoms like acne, hair loss, weight gain, discoloration of skin. Irregular menses is the primary issue. So it can be heavy menses or delayed menstrual cycle.
Okay. Also, the short menstrual cycle is also a cause of PMOS.
Uh, it could be one of the reasons. because certain individual, the normal in Ayurveda is different than the normal in modern science.
Okay.
For some individual, the cycle can be as short as 21 or 24 days. For some individual, the cycle could be of 32 or 35 days, but that is their normal.
Acha,
So
okay.
depending on other investigation from modern part, we can diagnose PMOS in Ayurveda also.
So sometimes, the sudden breakout happens, sudden acne happens. That can we relate that to the PMOS?
So having acne breakout is part of the hormones in your body, which
Okay.
are in balance level. But when you are in certain phase of your periods, that is the bleeding phase, and before that there is a luteal phase. So during that, there is a fluctuation of progesterone and estrogen hormone in our body, which is why we get the breakouts right before the menstrual cycle. So that is normal. Having
Okay.
breakouts and acne, it is completely normal.
Okay. So I have seen somewhere that the thinning happens over here in PCOD. Is that true, or what do you think?
Thinning of hair is one of the sign symptoms, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
So the pattern of thinning depends on the genetics as well. So
Okay.
it is not just related to your PMOS. It can be the central balding or even the side this thing, or overall thinning of hair. So there is hair fall and thinning of hair. The core of hair, sometimes they are very thick core, and over the time it becomes very thin. The hairs, they start losing luster, discoloration, and the texture is lost. So these are the signs, and there are multiple signs and symptoms in PMOS, and clinical diagnosis and certain medical investigation, which later we can diagnose as PMOS. Few signs and symptoms cannot take you, or you can say, or lead you to, okay, this is PMOS.
Also, can women get PMOS or PCOD in her early 20s?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
After once the period starts?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Every now and then woman feels that hair fall is there. So why is that so?
So if you look at hair fall from signs and symptoms of PMOS, it can be because of multiple reasons. The
Okay.
first very common reason is stress. Second is disturbed sleep, hormonal imbalance, and poor nutrition. These are the
Okay.
basic factors of hair loss in women in PMOS.
Okay. So abhi you can see हमारी सब generation sleeps late. Around 2 o'clock they sleep. So are we on a high risk for all these things?
Definitely, we are at higher risk because of the disturbed sleep cycle or delayed sleep cycle.
Okay.
Because the natural time to rest our body and mind is after sunset, and the time today's generation goes to sleep is near around sunrise, like 2 and 3 o'clock, which is not natural.
Right.
And that disturbs our circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is the natural rhythm of our and the nature, like the sunset and the sunrise.
Okay. PMOS is getting popular now, but in earlier days, 40, 50 years back, was it there, and how that used to be treated?
It was not termed as PMOS then, and even PCOD was also later on, I would say, popularized, because PCOD is one of the sign symptoms. It was never a disease. It was one of the sign symptoms, like cyst in ovaries. And earlier, even if it was present, it was maybe 1 in 1,000 or lakh women.
Okay.
Today, the issue is so common, it is 1 in every 3 or 1 in every 5 women. Statistically, I might not be accurate, but the ratio is near to what I said.
Oh. Doctor, you mentioned stress multiple times. So does mental health plays a major role over here?
Of course, mental role plays a major role in PMOS. So in PMOS, female experiences like sleep disturbances, mood swings, emotional outbursts, blackouts, anxiety, certain depression phases in her menstrual cycle. So all these things in Ayurveda, we cannot just look at PMOS like a physical disease. It has lot to do on emotional and mental level as well. And Ayurveda looks at it from all the three dimensions.
So, doctor, what are the 5 key points we should add in our lifestyle to avoid all this?
Primarily, 5 things are important. I won't say you will completely cure yourself or nothing ever would happen to you, but 80% of the issues would be naturally prevented if you follow 5 things, which I'm telling you. First is your sleep, sleeping on time, getting up on time. Second is your food, that is the physical food, nutritious food, eating food on time. Third is your mental food, your environment, what you're providing to your mind, to your emotions, and in your brain. Fourth is the discipline. And fifth, very important, is physical exercise. So
Okay.
these are the 5 takeaways. I think if any woman can follow this, it will be helpful and prevent lot many things and issues in her life, medical issues. And even if you are able to follow single one of 5 of these, other things will follow that.
It's like interconnected.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Ayurveda is more of holistic or it's a symptom based?
In Ayurveda, when we treat a patient or a disease, it's more of a holistic way, because we don't treat a person symptomatically.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, if you are having a pain, so you have this XYZ medicine and pain will stop. But the reason, the physiopathology behind that pain, that needs to be stopped
Okay.
to address the actual pain from its root. That is what Ayurveda looks at. Same thing with PMOS in Ayurveda. We address the Agni of a patient. That is the metabolism. So improving the metabolism, reducing the ama in the body. Ama is basically the toxin which is produced in the body which causes disease.
Okay.
Okay. And stress management, weight management, also improving the circulation in the body. Another thing is supporting the hormonal balance in the body by eating right, sleeping correctly, and taking the needed proper medications and treatment. That is
Okay.
how we look at a disease and PMOS from Ayurvedic lenses.
Before we end today's episode, what would you like to tell to our listeners?
So, people who are suffering from irregular menses, acne, facial hair, and certain sign symptoms which look like PMOS but are undiagnosed, I will urge such females to get themselves diagnosed properly through a Ayurvedic Vaidya or consultant. Confirm your diagnosis and get yourself treated rather than doing some home remedies and wasting your time without any output or curing yourself.
Okay. Thank you so much, Doctor. This conversation really helped to simplify this topic and looking forward to more such topics.
Thank you so much, Shireen, for being here and having this conversation with me. And hope I was able to clear your doubts and questions you had regarding PCOD, PMOS. And we will be having such many other topics related to female health, like thyroid, weight gain, and infertility issues in upcoming podcasts. And thank you so much, Shireen, once again
Most
for
welcome.
being part of this podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much.